The Mandalorian and Grogu is finally out. If our cinema was any indication, I think this movie is going to be a massive box office smash. It's going to be huge. Jokes aside, because that was a very eerie cinema experience for us. This movie is really important for the Star Wars franchise, right? Because there's been a 7-year hiatus of no movies, and this is a very pivotal moment for the franchise. People have their pitchforks out ready for this movie. People are ready to defend it. Most people haven't seen it at all, only a few reviewers. And, you know, it really is going to dictate whether Star Wars is going to succeed, or is it going to be a franchise that is never able to, you know, recapture what it once was.
I can definitely agree with the pitchfork people, man. I had some major points where it kind of stuck out like a sore thumb for me. The first one, man, the pacing of the movie, it felt long. I remember asking you before the movie started, I was like, how long is this movie? And you're like, oh, it's about 2 hours. I was like, 2 hours is a breeze. I remember watching Michael. 2 hours felt like 30 minutes. This felt like a 4.5 hour movie. This felt long. You could feel the sections spaced out really like long, and I was like, this is a drainer. That was the biggest part for me, which just, it kind of took me out of the movie. When I start thinking about the pacing of a movie, that's when I really start getting tired of it. The second, the storyline, the plot, it felt small, even though they were traveling across planets and galaxies. I was like, this is really small scope. Star Wars, yeah? It's meant to be huge, Pete.
Yeah, but okay, this is where I think you're not watching the television show.
Yes.
And that's going to be, you're going to speak for a lot of people in the audience possibly here.
100%.
Because I don't think everyone that is going to watch this movie is going to be viewers of the television series.
Yes.
I'm not sure what the numbers are for the show at all. Like, I don't know how many people have viewed it on Disney Plus.
I think it's dropping.
That worked for me. How small scope, like, no, I wouldn't even say it's small scope. It is a bigger scope than his regular television series. Because look, he's a bounty hunter. And especially season 1, which is my favorite, every episode was dedicated to a specific bounty mission. Okay. And its strength, this movie, is in its simplicity. It's actually true to The Mandalorian, but that's from someone that's seen the TV show. So that's why I really thought, I'm like, I actually love this storyline. Like, it's not groundbreaking and it's not huge, but I didn't want big scope in a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I wanted a mission that kept my interest, and it had me hooked the whole time. I will have to say, like, the pacing is off.
Horribly off.
Because if you notice, if you start thinking about runtime in the movie, that for me is a huge red flag. Something has gone wrong if you're thinking about how long a movie's gone for.
100%.
Like you said, Michael, there's been a lot of like long movies we've watched. Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
You know, what was it, 2.5 hours? But you don't feel it. But I think part of the slower sequences in this movie allows the movie to feel a lot more unique. And what I mean by that is, this movie, for the first time in Star Wars, I feel like it feels distinct enough. It's a weird movie. It has its own visual style. It has its own visual language that I can't like compare it to anything else. They've done a really good job, Jon Favreau here, like carving out a Mandalorian style for the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah,
whether that's for everyone or not, I'm not sure. It's very reminiscent of like Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. There's a part of this movie that's focused mainly on Grogu, and it felt like, you know, an 80s, 90s Muppet.
Yes.
You know, a Muppet movie. Now, really controversial. I think he's controversial. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. This is your first introduction to him. What do you think of Grogu?
Oh, I was wondering.
Where do you think I was going with that?
I was like, who are we talking about, Pete? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Honestly, look. At the start, I didn't like his movements. I thought it was just really weird. It kind of threw me out. But then after a while,
too stiff?
He's very stiff. Some of the movements, some of the interactions he has with the Mandalorian, I was like, this just felt, it takes you out of it a little bit. Using CGI could have been done in certain places, but they didn't. They stuck with the puppeteer.
Maybe a little bit of CGI to enhance some emotions.
But as the movie paces through, he really does grow on you. There is that lovability, that childlike, even though he's like some 50-year-old green midget. It works. It really does work. No, he does kind of like swivel his way into your skin, and like you actually do love him.
Yeah, you learn to love him.
Yes.
I've never had a problem with him. I've always found him cute. I think if you're cynical, you don't enjoy him. If you have a cynical mind and you see him as like, this is just a chance for Disney to merchandise off him, he doesn't really do much. This movie missed an opportunity to get him to talk. I thought, you know, if you're going to do a movie, you should advance like a character in a big way. Because, you know, why check out a movie if it's an adventure and you go back home and nothing really changes? Grogu maybe should have spoken in this movie.
100%.
It would have given him more to do.
Yes.
And there's maybe one too many cuts going to Grogu. Like the camera just cuts him, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's cute when he does an antic or he's getting up to, he's being mischievous. But there's so many cuts where he's just standing.
Yeah.
And he's not emoting, he's a puppet. Because he doesn't even really,
He doesn't.
He doesn't emote too much. He doesn't
No.
really have eyelids, I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen him blink.
No, he does. Oh, I think he does blink a few times here and there. But
Maybe
you
he
don't see
does.
much. Yeah.
But
there's not
yeah.
much.
And that's a tough thing to do. Like, this movie has a big challenge. Your main character, you don't see his face.
That's
And
the thing, yes.
the second biggest character in the movie is a puppet that doesn't speak.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job. That's a very hard needle to thread. And they thread it.
Look, so I get like the lines, and Pedro Pascal's voice acting in it is good, but at the same time, not being able to connect and like see the emotions he's having when obviously they're both in peril and things like that, and someone's at risk or this person's at risk, to be able to not really kind of get that emotion through this through the camera it pulls you away.
I think I agree with you. There's emotional beats in this movie
They're
that
great
I
ones.
was not affected by at all.
No, they're great.
What? We've switched.
No, see,
I wasn't
no.
affected at all.
I can see them hitting.
Yeah.
If there was that connection, being able to see their
So
faces.
that means there wasn't a connection.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like the writing, the setup, everything is there. But
Yes.
the visuals of actually seeing the person making that connection, the eye contact, all those things.
All those things us humans use
Yeah,
to,
it's just
feel
not there.
something or read something off
Yeah.
someone is not there. But
was
that's
like
my point. That's why this movie misses the beat for me.
Yeah.
Because it's a puppet reacting to a mask a lot of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. I know what you mean. You're supposed to see that. You know you're supposed to feel something,
Yes.
but I don't feel anything.
Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling is looking at a rock alien. You feel the emotion.
But he's acting his ass off
Yes,
in that.
that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
you feel the emotion.
Of course, yeah.
He's
That's
looking
actually,
at
that's
an inanimate
that
object.
is very comparable.
Yes.
That's true. And there's a big difference between the two. But it doesn't matter because actually I have to give something else to praise in this movie. The action is fantastic.
Oh.
The action and the visuals. Look, we did watch it in 3D. Sometimes 3D masks. Like, I can't always tell because things aren't super clear in 3D
Yeah.
because you can tell perspective, but it's not as crisp as, when you watch it just regular flat. But I don't know. I couldn't fault the visuals.
This was 10 out of 10.
And Jon Favreau does a really good job making the action feel kinetic. The opening is so fast and so
Man.
kind of gets you sitting up.
Yeah.
I don't know if the movie ever gets as good as the opening.
Nah.
But even the other fight scenes, excellent. I thought he was really, really good. The edits are clean. You're able to track everything. Very impactful. Everything I want from action, the Mandalorian does in a really, really good... Mandalorian and Grogu, does in a really, 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 really strong way.
It does. It could have been 10 to 15 minutes shorter though, Pete. There's a few things where it just could have been cut out. I don't know where, but I'm just saying there's just scenes that dragged on too long or just...
I think there's not to ruin it, but there is another scene when we're starting to get to the resolution, like the movie's starting to wrap up,
Yeah.
and he finds creatures in a ship. I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch you fight creatures again.
Yeah.
It's sitting at 60% right now, Rotten Tomato. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Because the action pieces, the CGI, that stands out. Pedro Pascal's voice acting, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. And it does succeed in that way.
Yes.
That it elevates the TV show because the action is superb.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like you said before, this should have been a TV special. Should have been a 90-minute TV special, and that's it.
I think if it was even the series, if this was season 4,
Yeah.
this would be the best
Just chop it.
season of The Mandalorian
Yep.
by far.
Just chop it up. That's it.
So that's the thing. We judge things depending on its medium. As a film, for some people might fall flat. I think it's very good. If this was a TV show, this would have been excellent.
But you always have higher criteria for a movie though, Pete, because you think
Yeah.
about the amount of effort, the time, all those
Yeah.
things that go into that. Where a TV show, you can drag out. You can have episodes that are fillers.
Yeah.
Where this has a lot of filler pieces in it. It just doesn't need to be done. In a Star Wars scope film, every piece should just be just adding another layer to it and just adding more intensity and just more action and
Yeah.
color to the canvas. And it just
Yeah.
doesn't.
I don't think this is going to save Star Wars. As much as I enjoyed this movie,
No.
movie is not going to be the
No.
savior of Star Wars. For Star Wars to take a 7-year break,
Mm.
you have to come back to a movie that gets the same sort of audience reception as Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And that's how audience have to come out.
Yes.
I don't know if I would recommend.
No.
I mean, as much as I enjoyed it, I wouldn't tell someone you have to rush and go see it. This is a great Disney Plus movie.
Yes.
When it's on Disney Plus, you can have a great time.